when I came to London like 25 years ago, my dream was, like do fashion.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, this was the kind of like, everything is possible in London.
Yeah.
You have your dream, and then you kind of like need to navigate the scene. If you dedicated, I think in London it could happen,
Yeah.
And I had like a fashion brand, and was quite, when I was young, I think we had the best time.
Mm-hmm.
But, like the reality in the fashion is like, like there's the creativity in London.
Mm-hmm.
There's no question, but there was kind of like always, there's always the business side.
Yeah.
The kind of the fashion designer lacking, it's, and like, I was one of them, we've been famous in Japan, and this was, the best time. But then it's like, since I have a kid, like, I realize, there is like lack of, I think it was like around 2018, 19, I think my girls was like around 7, 8. I was like, okay, I love action sports because I grew up snowboarding.
Oh, wow.
And then it's like, how can I bring this culture? And then skateboarding is the closest thing, like how to make it accessible. And then I was kind of like, oh yeah, by then, there was still House of Vans, and the Base 66 was doing lots of free girls sessions. Mm-hmm. So, like, I kind of like knew how to navigate the scene. But then I was like, okay, if you are a young person, or if you are a parent and you want the kids to access the skateboarding for free, how can you do it?
Mm-hmm.
There was no provision. There was nothing.
Yeah.
And so this was the idea about, everyone on board came up from kind of like direct response to community needs, like, okay, this is what we need. This was kind of like left a little bit of fashion behind me. I always love design. I always love, the culture. This was kind of like always, we done exhibition and we done publication because we love the culture. We're not doing just lessons. It's about kind of like welcoming people into them. The skate community. And yes, what's mean is kind of like, and I don't think anything like this exists, but besides, I don't think there's a kind of like lots of girls style publication exists at the moment.
Yeah, no, there isn't.
Like in the focus, there's a skate magazines, yes. There's, I think, quite interesting magazine called Dolores. Mm-hmm. And I think they're based in Barcelona. And there was another one, I need to remember the name, but there's no like focus on fashion.
Yes.
Or design. Yes. So, like got into something. It was quite interesting, yeah.
Yeah, I really want to fill that hole in, but also like thinking about female skateboarders and all of that. I was for this project, I was talking to Helena. Yeah, and like I really appreciate her as a skateboarder and what she does, but to a certain point she even said like she would call like the women like who come to like skateboarding this like term like tramps who like come to see their like boyfriend skate. And I just thought there's still like this sort of misogyny in skateboarding which even female skateboarders like kind of like buy into. And I was like Yes, I was like, what if...
So this is what she's saying even, yes?
Yeah. I mean, she just referenced them because I asked her the question, like, how do you find a lot of women skateboarding? And then I mentioned that mostly I just find a lot of women are with their partners. And she's like, this was the term that we had to reference the girls that come to just see their partners skateboard. And I was like, there's still like this sort of misogyny in skateboarding. So I quite like the idea of creating an inclusive space. But then I'm also like, is that also taking away from the subculture aspect of it? Yeah, what do you think?
No. It's not totally. It's like, Okay, what's your time? I was just kind of like asking like a few questions. What's your timeline? When you're at graduation, when you need to do it?
Okay, so this is a project that I want to continue outside of university as well. So what I will submit is just my project proposal. So for that is in 2 weeks. But I want to continue this outside of university.
It's interesting. I'll tell you why in a second. Like, because you are into something. I am desperate to kind of create a little film about exactly this. Because our skate park, the closest skate park that my girls going, okay, they are now 11 and 13. Also the 13 one is a secondary school, and they grow up in the skate parks, but they still kind of having this attitude, of as much as the younger one not anymore, but the teenager is kind of like the mentality entering the skate park. There's exactly this what he's saying.
Yeah.
Like the girls, sitting on the benches because they are, accompanying the boyfriends.
Yeah.
And there's another group of the girls. They're walking around the skate park with a skateboard, but they will not enter the skate park.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they will carry the board, and they will kind of like go around the park, and they will hide somewhere in the little corner, and they maybe practice the skate, skate tricks, or go somewhere else on the car park. So it's like so deep.
Yeah.
What you kind of like explore, and your proposal is about like exhibition or publication. What do you want?
Publication, but beyond this, I kind of want to take it to even maybe starting off with the publication, maybe even combining it with like launching like a fashion line eventually down the line of like streetwear. But even like films, I kind of want to make it a whole thing because I feel like this whole market is kind of like overlooked.
Totally. Like this, there is so you are definitely into something.
Yeah.
Well done. Good spotted. Yes. There is like lots of reference that I could if I remember or I came across, I could kind of like send towards you.
Yes, please.
There is a in I think like 90s there was something called X-Girl. And then I think there is, if you check on Instagram, Idea Books, yes, I think then she is publishing a new book with because X/girl was a fashion brand by Kim Gordon and Chloe Chevignon, whatever you call her, yes. Go Idea Books, and I think I will send this to you, and then any references,
Thank you.
So this was one of the kind of like, wait for a second, I'm trying to find it.
Yeah.
So they kind Angela Hill,
There's so many idea books, yeah. Is
idea
it?
books, and then like you could see that there is the picture of Chloe, and they had the eggs, but I don't know like how. He see exactly same like Chloe and then the X-Girl. They had a fashion brand / skate brand.
Yes.
There was no lots of them. So you could kind of like research. Like what was the connection. If I remember or if I have any reference, I will send it to you. Yeah, this is the idea book.
Okay.
Yeah, but then if you go on the Instagram, they. I will wait for a second. I sent you because I just need to figure out what's the book about because wait for a second because there was like I will find it and send this to you. Okay, about the. I can't remember because I saw this one, and like there was like another like in America there was like even. Yeah, so this is something where we could kind of like research, okay? And I will send you to some kind of like, like a project. But like I would like to kind of like collaborate and do little project with, like with the, like a documentary about this exactly movement. The girls always cruising, satelliting about the skate park,
Yeah.
but not being afraid to join it, you know?
Yeah.
And it's almost like, do you know the brand Always?
Yes, always.
And it's quite funny. Like
Always do
they
what you
had
want.
this lovely feature. Wait for a second. I'll show you this one. It's okay. They exactly again. Yeah. All these brands, all the fashion brands, they're all quite male dominated.
Yes.
Everything. But they had this lovely documentary. Okay, I'll show you this one. What is gonna just send you this one? But imagine, so like, wait a second, where we are. I send you the link to it, and where we are. It's like a little you could go through it. It's a little documentary about a little boy, kind of like exactly cruising around the Brick Lane skate park. You know, where they always, you know, I think it's like a little court,
Yeah.
basketball court, where always doing this kind of like demos and all the kids hanging around. But it's about, you know, the little boy kind of cruising around
Yeah, and seeing, oh, I love this.
and feeling like not being kind of included. But, you know, like I see this one so much, you know, like in the skate park with my girls, where the girls just cruising around, you know,
Yeah.
cruising around and, you know, like carrying the boards, wearing the fashion, you know, and then it's kind of like sometimes you know, like their reference is like, okay, they're kind of like going for the street brands, or, you know, they're going for the you know, like brands like, you know, Palace, Always, you know, or Stussy now, you know, like.
Yeah.
But there's some of them kind of like when the H&M done them recently, they done the collaboration with, I think, Airwalk or something like this, you know, like everybody started to kind of like wearing, and I was like, oh, so enough. But, you know, like they didn't know it, yes?
Yeah.
So, you know, like I think what would be amazing, you know, like kind of like gather a team, you know, like you from the fashion point of view, you know, like like we could find like somebody who writes about, and there's another amazing film, Skate Like a Lass. I send you the link. I will send you all the links, yeah?
Yes.
And, you know, you know, like I'm telling you, you know, it's kind of a total area that is not researched enough, not kind of done enough, not, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting because even I love Tori and like love the work that she does, but even she doesn't skate. Like it's like this whole market of skateboarding being documented by people who don't skate. There's like such a big gap on like, you know, being like you don't fully get the subculture, and like it's like it's very interesting. So I'm very interested in that, and it's quite exciting that you are as well.
And you know, like you spoke to Helena.
Yeah.
You know, like there's so many. There's a few girls, you know, like around, you know, like Mile End and Diella, and there's like few, you know, girls that we could still interview and, you know, like photograph.
Yeah.
It's a kind of like total, you know, I checked there later the Dolores magazine, and there was another one. You know, I think in all times there was some like a magazine called, I will need to figure out what was it. I think it closed down around 2018, but it was kind of like about the female. It was UK based. What was the magazine called? I know someone who was writing for it. And I could ask them what it was. It was about fashion, kind of more consumer driven, and yeah. Do you know that the baddest skate shop?
Yeah.
Done. So you know, like they kind of like they are the most kind of Baddest in Brixton. So we could kind of like reach out and, like have the opinion, like, and, like almost like if you could do a zine.
Yes, that's what I'm doing, yeah.
Exactly. Also, like baddest, like all this kind of like reference about the fashion. There's a designer there who's doing something upcycling stuff, marine. Also, we could kind of like the word not integrated the scene, but like, because you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's like we don't know to sell it. We have the same, like the same reference. We know the same people. Like, oh, then I could send to you. Yeah, whatever you need, and like you are on the good track. Yes.
Yes.
And yeah, anything else? What you?
Well, I can't really think on I just wanted your opinion, and then you, like, kind of like, now I've spoken to you, now I'm kind of more excited because I can see where it goes more.
I will not let you go away with it, yeah? I will be like, no, you're not backing out.
Yes.
You just do it, yes?
Yes. And like, now I kind of am down to do a documentary as well. If you want me to be a part of that, I can totally help you with that and do that with you. But yeah, I would really like you on board with this project.
Yeah. Totally. Don't give up. It is kind of like, do your proposal, do your, do your brief.
Yes.
Also, I think what, like when you're doing now, in the stage, if it's like, do your little pitch.
Yes.
Like your little proposal, will you focus on the zine, yes? And then kind of like, do you have idea for the name, etc.? Yeah.
I don't have idea for the name, but I don't know if you know Skate and Annoy. They have a range of 80 zines, and that's really been an inspiration for my, like, I want the aesthetic of the zine to look like, because I looked at it and I was like, this is so beautiful, but this is also from like a completely male perspective.
Skate, like, how do you call it? Skate
and Annoy. I'll provide a link now in the chat.
And like, come on, we are there, we will do it. Yes, I will send you as like, prepare your deck. And then we will kind of like fill, and then we will introduce many people, like feature, people like Helena, the baddest. There's there's so much things could be mentioned, and And yes, the Skinner. I don't think do I know them. This one, Skinner and Annoy. Don't think so. Do I? Wait, just check. I will. Everything, a lot of stuff. This stuff is kind of like always from male perspective, and then.
Even with the fashion, I find it kind of interesting because now I reflect back on my teenage years where I was trying so hard to be a part of the skate culture and to truly be part of the skate subculture that I refused to wear dresses and refused to dress more feminine in any way. And now I look back on that and I'm like, that my skating journey still would have been valid if I continued to express my gender and my femininity, and I would still be accepted.
It's kind of like, it's fascinating, this fascinating subject, because it's like it's changing the narrative. There's lots of people changing, like Stephanie, whatever you think about Stephanie. Do you know Stephanie Nerding?
No,
I'll send you. It's totally different aesthetic, One she, is to her credit, she kind of created, she has the brand called Salon, it's totally different aesthetic, different attitude, and I think she could, question, don't to be judgmental, yes, so she's creating her own rules, her own aesthetic. Do you have the salon? I could send you.
Yes, please.
But it's not necessarily everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah.
At the same time, what's her name? And then, you know, like, but then it's like, you know, she kind of owns the space, yes. So, you know, like, credit to her. Doesn't mean it needs to be my cup of tea, yes. But, yeah.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Yeah. So you could kind of like make your own opinion about this.
Yeah.
But, you know, yeah. And it's fascinating. But, you know, like there's a lot of, I think Adidas recently kind of like done some photo shoot that they kind of like, you know, like it's kind of challenging because lots of people using skateboarding as a tool, as a kind of like
marketing tool.
a skateboard. They're putting, you know, like selling some T-shirt or whatever products, and they're putting a skateboard there, and they get on the skateboard. You know, like it's kind of like not very authentic as a from the culture perspective. What's winding me up? Yes.
Yes.
And you know, I think we have a long conversation. You know, like it's good kind of like. But I think it's good conversation. You know.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm here. If you want, you know, like I have. Where are you based? Are you based in East London or no?
Yeah, London.
Where you are?
I'm in East.
Yeah, I'm in the East. Where you are?
Mile End.
Oh yeah, I'm in Waltham Forest. I'm just Walthamstow. I have office in Walthamstow.
Ooh, yeah.
In the Black Horse Lane. Do you know where's the Black Horse Lane? You could pop by to the office, and you know, like we could kind of like maybe what we do. Think about your proposal.
Yes.
Yeah. Think about your, you know, the idea. Layout, do the PDF or whatever format you want to do, and then, you know, like pop by, and then, you know, let's see next week or something, you know, like come back to the studio. Or this is a half term, after the half term, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we could kind of like go through it, and then, you know, like I could send you more links, you know, related to the skate, yeah?
Yes, I can send you. I'm working on a website right now, which is part of the project proposal, and that's basically everything. So when the website's kind of finished, I can send you the website, and then you can like, because I want to actualize, and I realize that you can help me do that. So that's quite exciting.
Yeah. Totally, you know, it's like there's a, you know, like fashion is like, you know, like Aries, yeah? You know, like Aries, the brand?
Yes.
Right? Or whatever you call it. Aries or Aries? Which one?
I don't know.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, like they're kind of like the fashion brand, but they kind of like engraved in the skate culture, or they're using, you know, like, there's no lot of brands that kind of like very much hardcore skate brand.
Yeah.
Kind of like promoting female clothing. Because, you know, the scene is quite small, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So we are on the kind of good path. I'm here if you need.
Thank you.
I love it. Don't give up. And then you make this happen, yeah?
Yes.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your time.
Soon, okay? And then send me anything you want, and then we'll catch up on it. Yeah.
Yes. Please, can you send me the names and the links that you were talking about? If there's any more.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
I'll do this one in the like email or
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.